So how did this pelagic trolling techniques for Barra first start?
I think probably the way it was first encountered was someone stumbled upon it. It was trolling a little bit extra faster than usual, and the fish seemed to really react to it in this situation. It's almost as if they see your lure as a fleeing bait fish, and it triggers a reaction bite. We're trolling out here on some vast, expansive flats, and you really need something that catches their eye, and fast trolled lures seems to get more bites out here.
Good fish?
Seems like an alright, maybe a salmon, I don't know, it hit a bit strange. Just a blue salmon. A couple of types of salmon we get around here. We get the big king threadfins, which grow a bit over 1.5 meters. This blue salmon, they fight pretty hard for their size. Pretty greedy too, look at the size of the lure he's tried to eat.
So what's the difference between this and a king salmon?
King threadfin are usually more of a golden yellowy coloration, where these are aptly named the blue salmon, that blue coloration on their back. Well, we're going to let him go, mate. We're after Barra today. For this style of fishing, like pretty large minnows, your Reedy's B52s are good. Something that'll hold in there with a bit of speed as well. These guys here from Reedy's, this is the big ass B52. A really successful lure in this situation. This one's in a natural colour, it's called the Adrenaline Rush colour. It seems to attract a lot of big fish. I like to use this one when the water's a bit clearer, like it is today. When the water's a bit murkier, it helps to put on something a little bit brighter, like this fluoro coloured B52. It's no good if your lure's blowing out. Your lure needs to dig in and keep its action at a good speed. Length of lure, I like something around the 6-inch mark. We're chasing really big fish here, so a big offering's generally going to attract a bigger fish. This fast trolling technique we're using at the moment isn't suitable for everywhere. Oh, here we go. But it is suitable for areas like this. So we're out on the flats, probably about 1 kilometre off the mouth of Sampan Creek. We're just trolling the edges of the river channel. Even this far out, it's still only 2.5 meters deep, and we've just nailed a good fish. I was trolling about 6 to 7 knots, and he just nailed that. And the hit when you're trolling that fast is just something you need to experience to actually believe. They just go 100 mile an hour the other way. I don't know whether you can see, folks, how far offshore we are. All the other boats are milling around the river mouth, and we've decided to mosey on out, about 1 kilometre out, just following the river channel as it goes out.
Aren't they great looking fish?
They are, look at the yellow tail on that. We're out pretty far today, so I'll put on a slightly deeper diver. And that's the Adrenaline Rush colour. It certainly gave me a bit of an adrenaline rush.
Have a look at his flank, that is just chrome, isn't it? I'll tell you what, I might be a little bit bigger than 80, I think. Without a doubt, I'd say.
Well, there you go. Pelagic trolling, kilometre offshore. Not really the sort of environment you expect to catch a barramundi in. Trolling at about 6 knots we were moving at that time. And it just triggers a real reaction bite from these fish. So there you go, a beautiful saltwater barramundi, 85 centimetres. It's a beautiful result for a day out on the Mary River. I'll get this fish back in the water. She'll tell me when she's ready to go, like she is now. Look at that. Pelagic trolling, it does work. And these are the sort of areas where it really comes into its own. Big expansive mud flats with a distinct river channel. We've just been working the edges of the river channel, just bouncing the bottom every now and then, but most importantly trolling at speed, which really triggers a reaction bite from the fish. We're trolling at about 3.5 knots at the moment. That'll depend on how hard the tide's pushing in or how fast the current's running out. So you want to troll a bit faster than the current to get your lures really working. If you're just meandering along at the same speed as the current, your lures are just sitting there like a bit of a stick. So you You really need to get the action that's inherent in the lure, and that triggers the bite.
Now you follow a path, obviously we're at the front of a river here, so you're just trying to troll along the channel.
Yeah, I've gone and plotted the channel edge. Usually do it on your first few troll runs. You find out where the edge of the mud ledge is and just work your lures right along that.
Yeah, okay.
The barra use those areas as ambush points, and the bait will actually move up along them as well. Yeah, that's what we like. Pelagic trolling. Now we just pulled in a nice 85, turn around, chuck the lures back out, and bang, we're on again. Sometimes these fish move in big schools, so it pays to sort of mark the area where you've just hooked a fish and really work it. Once again, I'm getting an adrenaline rush. Another beautiful saltwater fish, hooked under the chin. Probably why he's fighting a bit funny. Look at that. You can see the adrenaline rush, firmly secured under the chin. He wasn't coming off. Thank you very much, Billy.
No worries.
Nice fish. Now I'm using barbless hooks so they come out nice and easy. Pays to use barbless if you're going to release these fish. And once again, support the fish's weight when you lift it. There we go, another ripper Shady Camp barra, taking on the fast troll or pelagic troll. We'll quickly get this one back in the water and try and get a bigger one. I think she's about ready to go. Look at that. The best times for fishing these areas, these vast tidal mud flats in the Northern Territory, is during the runoff period of February, March and April. The barra seem to aggregate in these areas, feeding on the shoals of mullet and tarpon that come out of the rivers. We were just trolling past that creek. We've come back into the mouth of the river. And so we've come back further into the creek now. It's right on high tide. Oh, nice fish. And he smashed that Reedy's big ass. It's turned out to be a barra slayer.
There, mate. What a beauty.
Thanks, mate. It's another ripper.
Getting around here.
But there she is, another beautiful example of a saltwater Mary River barramundi.
Still, he took one of those minnows.
He's also got a bit of a scar there across the top of his back. They're pretty resilient, these fish. Reedy's big ass B52, the lure that's done all the damage. They just can't seem to resist them.
It's Bill Klassen here from The Fishing Show, and if you like this instructional video and want to learn more, it's simple. Go to fishingshowtv.com.au and see a whole host of additional videos.